that was the Carnival dry run there, just concluded, getting ready for the biggest street party in Africa. Well, you can never really enjoy the Carnival festivities, the Xmas festivities, if you're not in good health. That's why we ensure that on GMCR show Thursdays we bring you those health tips that would help you to live a healthy life. It's a pleasure to have with me once again in the studio Clement Sunday. He is a lifestyle expert from Asi Upo Diagnostic Center, and usually we talk preventive medicine. Good morning, and thank you once again.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me on the show.
It's always actually quite exciting, having you come. You come virtually every week. That means that some people have to pay the price for you to come. There are people waiting to be attended to in your office. Yes. So thank you very much for coming. Today we're going to talk a very interesting topic: forgetfulness. When we talk about forgetfulness, one's mind just goes to the older people.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sure that by the time we finish this, we would know exactly if it's just the old people that have the issue of forgetfulness. Before we go into all the nitty-gritty, we'd like to first of all know what forgetfulness is and what actually causes one to forget.
Okay, forgetfulness, it's something that can be influenced by old age, can be influenced by age factor, and it can also be influenced by lifestyle. So I'll be talking more about the lifestyle causes of forgetfulness. So, and it's important people need to understand that the brain is designed in such a way that it grows as we grow older. The capacity and the strength reduces. So certain lifestyle modifications are required to ensure that the brain is up to task at every point in time. So when we have a situation whereby we forget things easily, someone just tells us, we meet someone a day before, and the person introduces himself, and the following day we couldn't even remember the name of the person. Or we keep looking all over the house for shoes, for socks, for ties, look, I don't know where I kept this thing, I don't know, maybe somebody, or when you start having suspicion that some kind of spirit live,
hiding your things.
Like, so, it happens. People feel, there's some kind of spirit that lives in my house. When I drop something, I just don't find it again. So when you keep having such a situation, then you know that you have definitely a problem of for forgetfulness.
Okay, but naturally, we can't remember everything. Yes. So when we're talking about forgetfulness, I'm sure it's related to time, kind of. If something happened last year and I don't remember, I don't think I have a problem. Okay, so how do you evaluate? If
we have different body makeup, and our brain differ from one person to the other. But it's not literally the function of time. It is normal for no matter how sharp, no matter how intelligent we are, it is normal for the brain to start losing its efficacy with time, with age. So, and this is induced by the kind of lifestyle we live, or by the fact that we are growing older. And it is important for us to know that there are certain things that need to be adopted so that the brain is maintained. Just like the way we exercise our muscles, we exercise every morning, we wake up in the morning, we do exercise. There are certain exercises that the brain requires, which will ensure that the brain is functioning very well at every point in time.
Okay, so I'm sure we'll be looking at two aspects now. We'll look first of all at the negative
effect
lifestyle trends, and then we look at the positive lifestyle trends. So what are those things that we do maybe unconsciously and we don't know that it will affect us in future?
Yes, recently a lot of researches have been done, and because we are in the technology age now, everybody adopt the survivor instinct of multitasking. You're checking your emails, you're watching the news, you're cooking at the same time, different kinds of stuffs that we do, we multitask, and it appears to be something that is has modified that kind of lifestyle, and we adopt it to be a survival instinct. Now, it is allowed that we should multitask, but it's very important for us to understand that it's part of the thing that affects the capacity of our brain. It's some of those things that influences for forgetfulness. What I mean is this: the brain where information is processed. There's a part of the brain where information is processed. It's the cerebral cortex. But when we multitask, it is shifted down to a part of the brain which is called the striatum. Now, that place is not actually meant for processing. So it only processes in a very shallow way. So thereby, we find it difficult to remember what it is that is processed because our attention was quite divided.
Okay,
like, for example,
does that mean that you're sending different signals to the brain at the same time?
So once that happens, the processing shifts from the processing of the information because it is after an information is processed, then it is now stored properly. Now there's a place where information is stored, but once the cerebral cortex couldn't process the information, it's going to shifted to another part of the brain, which has a way of processing information in a very shallow way. Then we find it very difficult to remember these things. Now, I've met people who say, look, did you hear what happened in Lagos yesterday, for example? And the person said, yes, I think I heard some kind of news that something, the person would try to remember what it's not a disease, actually, but it's a kind of thing that we usually, sometimes it could be very painful when you like, look, I'm supposed to remember this thing and I just forgot.
Oh, but I mean, it's very detrimental if you can't remember, because there's so many things you should remember. Can you imagine being stuck at the ATM and you can't remember your PIN or you're just there? Okay, let's look at the positive, the things that we need to do to ensure that our brains and minds are
okay. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is people need to understand that as much as possible we should monotask. If you want to check your emails, check your emails. If you want to watch the news, so that you'll be able to remember almost all the details of that news, or you'll be able to remember what it is that you checked in your emails. So we should, as much as possible, monotask. The second thing is that we should try and create time and renew our mind, to refresh our mind. We should once in a while switch off our phones, stay away from our phones, stay away from our computer, step out of our routine daily stuffs, and find a way to renew our mind, rejuvenate our mind, to ensure that we refresh our mind so that we don't get ourselves choked up with different kinds of stuff. The third thing I would recommend for people is to find a way to cut down the level of cholesterol intake. Cholesterol has a way of clogging up arteries and it could supply any part of the brain, thereby reducing the flow of blood to the brain. So people need to cut down the kind of cholesterol that they take. And studies have also shown that apple fruit contains a lot of antioxidants, which helps to build acetylcholine in the system. And these acetylcholines are neurotransmitters, are very good for the system. Then as much as possible, people need to stay away from prescribing drugs for themselves. There are certain drugs that has a way of inducing forgetfulness. If you take different kinds of drugs such as antihistamines, antihypertensive drugs, antidiabetic drugs, you take antibiotics. Even
I'm sure not prescribed though,
without
once it's
prescription. Without prescription,
okay.
The doctor will be able to guide you that, madam, this drug I'm giving to you may have some side effects by forgetting things, but don't worry, you'll be fine once you're through with your treatment. But if you are just prescribed the drug for yourself without a doctor's prescription, then you can end up feeling that, look, I'm in trouble already. Then people can also take red wine, but you should take it in minimal quantity. Because a lot of people,
I'm sure that you'd like to come next week and tell us that.
It has a way of burning a particular substance in the system, which helps to combine with the bad cholesterol, which helps to clog arteries. And so people can take it, but take it in very minimal quantity. Then people are should, as much as possible, take good sleep, adequate sleep. Adequate sleep has a way of boosting our memories. We should find time and sleep well. It has a way of boosting our memory. Then write things down. If you have tendency of forgetting stuff, you can create the habit, inculcate the lifestyle of writing things down, taking your time to write things down. And people should read books. Read books as well. It has a way of helping, because if you are not in the academics, then you could not have the opportunity of reading books, but you can go out of your way to try and read books. It has a way of, and taking a lot of fish too, because it contains omega-3 fatty acid, which are very good, which have been, studies have shown to be very, very good for the brain as well. So it helps. All these things are very important to bring to our lifestyle to help us with the issue of forgetfulness.
Well, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll have to try and get some rest. Some people just work like 24 hours a day.
Exactly.
Every day in the week they are working.
Yes.
Even if they are not working physically, their minds are working.
Yes.
So nobody wants to get older and just keep forgetting things. Thank you so much, Clement, for coming
My
on
pleasure.
the show. There's something you raised. I'm sure that maybe next time you will come and because there's a question mark hanging somewhere.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Well, that was Clement Sunday, a lifestyle expert, and he usually talks to us on preventive medicine. So do ensure that another weekend is coming very, very soon. Ensure that you take out time and have some adequate rest. The GMCI show isn't up yet. We'll have a team that will be coming up very shortly. Stay with us. Good morning.